Hey guys, and welcome to your new video. Today I want to present to you the next quite insane chaos build. I know people say like, hey wait, chaos build was your league start, why do we bring another chaos build? Chaos builds are insanely good in this league, okay? They are very defensive, they are very strong, and yeah, today I want to present to you the next, it looks like a metamorph, right? And it's fucking strong as well, right? So this one is an Essence Drain Contagion Trickster, what I call EDC Tankster. Why Tankster? Because it's a block build that refreshes his energy shield every time he blocks, you know, coming from Shrouds, like the Spirit Shrouds that you have from Trickster, or what it's called, and also a Shaped Shield and stuff. But before we're gonna talk about anything else, we're currently having a play time of 1 day, 12 hours. We just hit level 93. For the map showcase, we're gonna do a Minotaur map that I have here prepared. This one has increased movement, attack speed, and cast speed, which is kind of rippy in this league, just because we are on Awakening level. Awakening level 8, okay? So all these modifiers here have another 24% multiplier on top of that, or at least increased. That means even more attack speed, cast speed, and I'm going to show you that this build can actually face tank Minotaur with these mods. And also, Minotaur has 24% more life, and this is kind of the shit thing basically, right? Because we all know Guardians do have a lot of life, especially after the buffs. Or at least, yeah, they are more tanky now than before, and also have this more life modifier on top of that. So you're gonna see with this build, shouldn't be a big deal. And also, Minotaur is a tier 16 map, tier 16 on Awakened level 8. This is basically as hard as it can get. So let's see. If you're new to Essence Drain, just a quick reminder how to play this build. You're having two spells. You have Contagion and you have Essence Drain. So Essence Drain, huge damage. Contagion, no damage. But the thing is, if a mob has Contagion on it, when it dies, it will spread this circle like you see here. So it is affected by the circle. It's a debuff lasting for, I don't know, like 7 seconds. Once it dies, it spawns the circle itself. And this delivers the Essence Drain. Let's see if we can show this. Like once a mob dies here from the Contagion, you're gonna see it, it spawns a blue circle. Saw that? And this will deliver my millions of damage, or no, it's not, it's less than a million actually. But this will deliver the Essence Drain, and this is why this build does so freaking much damage and has such an insane clear. Rest of that is just like block. It has also spell block. Here we have, what is that? Whatever, Shaper mod. But yeah, it's a very, very fast build, very satisfying, and is tanky as hell. So I basically can just probably stand here, and you're gonna see that I'm regenning a lot of, holy shit, dude's hurt. But you're gonna get a lot of these energy shield charges back, or basically refresh these, which is an insane amount of defense. And it's not like I just showed, like yeah, stand there and just not die at all, which can happen if the mobs don't hit too hard. But these boys in the map here are kind of harder. Anyways, the thing what I want to talk is, or say is, this is way much more tanky than the Bane Pop Occultist, okay? The clear speed might be a little bit slower, but I probably think that you might ask yourself, hey, you are having so much... Oh, wait, is that a tool? I think we just face tanked this dude. Yeah. Hard boss, dude. Hard boss. The Bane Pop Occultist versus the ED Contagion Trickster. What is better? What is faster? What is, you know, that kind of stuff? I gotta say, this one is way more tanky than the other guy. And the tankiness, it has a little bit less DPS probably. And the clear speed is not as fast, but still very, very fast. But the tankiness is something I don't want to miss, to be honest, against all these metamorphs and in this Awakening level 8 here. Because, you know, like, damage is one thing, but surviving is the more important thing, I would say. Holy shit. Wait. I breathed in a fly, I think. Okay. So, let's finish this map. What is that? A Cartographer's Unique Box. Hey, that's nice. Thank you very much, map. But as you see, once you have these immune maps, stuff, then you just use Wild Blight, move in the middle, and you're gonna kill the totem or whatever it is. And my Awakened Swift Affliction is now level 2. Perfect. Good, but as you see, absolutely no problem. Just leveled up, I think, like 2 levels today on stream, which is kind of insane. So that means I died very, very little. And we are now on the Minotaur. So let's take a look. Let's make a safety portal, just safe. Let's see how Minotaur, and as I said, it has a lot more cast speed and attack speed here, right? So let's see. Looks good, I think. But yeah, these dudes are super tanky, especially now with the Awakened level 8. So this encounter might take a while. Let's use Wild Blight as well. It is dropping, it takes a little bit time, but as you see, tankiness is just insanely well. Just move out of these clashes here that I just did not. Just because these falling rocks will do a shitload of damage here. Be safe to for the burrow here. And we keep on going. Hey, why do I always get hit by that shit? God. My dodge ability is insanely bad. Anyways, so what did I already do with this build? Kinda everything. I did yesterday Uber Elder, I did Uber Etziri, I did Shaper, I did the Awakener on level 8. I kinda did all the content that is available, and this build made everything deathless. Okay, this is kind of fantastic. I did want to show the Uber Elder at the end, but I decided to do not, just because the video guide will already be like 20 minutes or so, maybe 30. And the Uber Elder on Awakening level 8 takes quite a while. You can imagine the Uber Elder is already like a little bit trickier, you know, but with the Awakening level 8, these guys have just insanely life, you know. It was still deathless, just saying. No, let's still kill the Metamorph, but I'm probably sure, because a Minotaur Metamorph is kind of hard. The reason for that is, you know, Minotaur always makes his burrow, and when he comes up, he probably one-shots you, okay? The problem with the Metamorphs is they are so insanely fast that you hear the sound of the Minotaur burrowing, but once you hear the sound, he's already up again. So he might just one-shot me completely random. I will try to just stay in range a little bit. And just try to be kind of safe. Focus here a little bit. I'm actually, like... But yeah, once he starts to spawn his ads, you just Essence Drain and you know the damage is on. Then we can just Wild Blight and just keep on going. As I said, the only thing I'm scared of is when he transformed to Minotaur, because this can get super rippy. Where is it? Yes. So I think we just move away now and let it die from the dots and we should be fine. As you say, not a big deal, but I just say that from these, a lot of Metamorphs that I'm doing here on tier 16, Awakening level 8, Minotaur is kind of hard. The same with Dominus, you know? Dominus, you know, with the Texture of God, when he just one-shots you, if the Metamorph has some speed modifiers, he's not even finished the sentence and you're already dead. Because he will just transform into Dominus, slash the ground and transform back, and you have absolutely like no chance of dodging that. Alright, this is a tier 16. As you saw, damage could be better, but we're still on Awakening level 8, which means a lot more life. For the next showcase, we're going to go into the mine. This is also my delve pushing build, so we are currently on 200 something, I don't know. And we're gonna make a map here, and this is an absolute blast for delving as well. Because of this spreading of the Contagion, you're gonna see how crazy this chain reaction is getting. This is like a 2000 node. I extra saved some of these sulfite nodes, or acerites, sulfites, so we can run this as well for the map showcase. And you're gonna see how freaking cool this looks like when everything is like shining blue as soon as the map density is kind of cool, right? Because the chain reaction is kind of crashing here. I was hoping for a nice chain reaction. Oh, here is one. There you see, it was like 2 screens or so. And it's an absolute blast for Delph as well. So we're gonna finish this node, and then we're gonna talk about the gearing, what you need, what you don't need, and how these things are currently working together. And what is the mandatory items, and I will try to give you also good substantial item, what you can use, or substitute items, to make it super cheap. And this can also be a league starter. Did you see the chain reaction just now? There was like 5 screens or what, as long as you're following. It's just amazing build. I cannot say it often, and the people on stream are already like kind of tired of me saying that how good this build is, but this is just how good this build is. What should I do? It's just a very strong all-rounder, and especially it's super nice if you're not willing to play any kind of summoner this league, because summoners are meta just because people are scared of the metamorphs and they kind of want to do it, but the majority of the builds are just dying. This is a perfect example of a non-summoner build doing also all content, and I think you guys gonna like this build. So let's kill off the last here. And as I said, for Delve, it's just for mapping, for delving, whatever you do with this build, it's absolutely a pleasure to play this build, actually. Good. I think we're done here. Let's collect this shit. One more Vile Blight to make some cool graphics here. Sadly, no mirror. And let's talk about the build, I would say. Good. The first thing I'm going to talk about the mechanic that is built into this character, right? And this is the block energy shield thing. So I would say we're just gonna throw everything into my dump tab here. I'm going to collect that shit later. And we also got another Elder Guardian map. That's pretty cool. Thanks for that. Fragments are still going for an insane amount of currency, like 50, 60 chaos per fragment, which is kind of insane. So, what is this build? Or, I mean, I've played Essence Drain for quite some time already. Multiple league starts with Essence Drain, probably one of my signature build because I play it that often. But this time around, I wanted to give it another touch. First of all, if you're playing the Bane Pop Occultist, why do I not play Essence Drain on my Bane Pop then, right? The thing is, Trickster offers you a shitload of cast speed. So basically, the Occultist will be way slower. And I did try it on the Occultist first, but I just had it on tier 16 mobs that I cast my Contagion, then my Essence Drain, and while I cast the Essence Drain, I'm dying, okay? And the Trickster has so much cast speed that this is an absolute madness here. You're so fast, you don't even see that you're actually pressing 2 buttons here, okay? That's the reason why I want to go Trickster on that one. And there is another reason, and this is the one we're going to talk about now, which is the Ghost Dance, the Ghost Shrouds, and also the mod Recover 5% Energy Shield when you block. So how this works is, we are taking the Lethal Pride that is under Kiloava. This is the number doesn't matter. The things that you're getting on top here, I take 10% reduced extra damage from critical strikes, which is nice, but we're focusing on Lethal Pride. And I want to give credits to Uberdan. Uberdan is one of like a very, I would say, famous hardcore player. He's coming up with the most insane builds, and I personally would say it is very enjoyable to bring some hardcore build flair into the softcore builds as well. I try to do this in future builds as well, because this league is so rippy that it's actually a very good idea to play the softcore builds actually a little bit more hardcore viable. And he was using that strategy here on his Occultist, and this is where I saw it. And I just said, like, okay, the next Essence Drain or whatever dot build I'm playing, I want to try this one out, and it's massive, dude. You're almost unkillable here. You saw it on the Minotaur, the face tanking Minotaur with an energy shield build without like dodge or something, or not too much. It's insane. Now, what does this do? If you have a Lethal Pride with Warriors under Kiloava, as I said, the number doesn't matter. You're transforming this node to Glancing Blow. Glancing Blow says chance to block attack damage is doubled, chance to block spell damage is doubled, and you take 50% off the damage from blocked hits. Which doesn't make sense really, right? Because you're either when you block you don't get damage. Now every block attack will give you damage, so why you take this one, right? And this is the reason for that is I'm having a shaped shield that says recover 5% of energy shield when you block. This is a shaped mod here, right? And this one will then, every time I'm blocking, I'm getting 50% off the damage. But the thing is, then the 50% that is left over, let's say the mob hits me for 1,000, you know, then it's like convert to 500 damage. Then it's going through my elemental resistance or my physical mitigation or something like that. And there is only a small portion that is actually damaging me, right? But I'm getting 5% energy shield every time I'm blocking. So I'm getting more energy shield basically back than this guy is hitting me. The next thing that we are Trickster. That means we have the Escape Artist, and this one, the Ghost Dance, and this one says when you hit, when you lose a Ghost Shroud, recover energy shield equal to 4% of your evasion rating. Since I'm playing low life, I don't have a lot of evasion rating, but I'm still having a Jade Flask, so I'm getting up to 10, 11,000. You should be able, if you don't want to play with the shafts, that's totally fine, get an evasion-based shield. So you get this one up to like 20,000 or something. And 4% of that, you're going to recover if you get hit. And if you get hit, you also trigger this effect. So what that means is, I mean, yeah, this is now Blood Aqueduct, this is just for the showcase. Let's just search a bunch of monsters here that are just like shooting and whatever. And you see that I'm actually not even dropping. And this is because every time I'm blocking an attack, I'm recovering the energy shield. And this is why this character, although I'm only having 8,000 life, this is what makes me so freaking tanky here, okay? And then you have the block recovery, but in the end, I'm just using here, this Arcane Swiftness here is one block cluster and also here, and then I anointed one block cluster over here, okay? And I'm currently, once my Tempest Shield procs, I'm having 68% block attack damage, 75 block projectiles, and 58 on spell damage. So that's quite a lot, and every time I'm blocking, I'm regenning energy shield, and as you see, it's just insanely cool, and this will keep you, or at least make you kind of invulnerable. But on some metamorphs, if you're getting one shot, that's bad luck, okay? But if you're not, then you have a very high chance that you actually survive it. And as I said, 93 at the moment. I think I died like once today in like a 6-7 hour stream while grinding Awakening level 8. So it's probably one of the most tankiest builds I've ever played. Okay, let's take a look at the gear, top to bottom. First of all, I want to mention this one, okay? I know that I'm using 21-23 gems, okay? But this, what does that mean? I'm just doing a little bit more damage and have a little bit more energy shield if I'm counting in the, where is it, the discipline, for example. Yeah. So just a little bit, but it's a lot of, like, 21-23 gems are expensive. Some people will say, dude, you spend like 50 exalts in your gear, like, how you ever want to tell us that you can do the same, you know? Or they can do the same. And I'm just saying, all the 21-23 gems is my investment, but it's just about a little bit of damage and a little bit of energy shield and stuff. So it's not like unplayable without, okay? The only thing that you really need on this build is the Shaped Shield with this mod with the recovery, and also the Lethal Pride with the Warriors under Kiluava. This is all you need to get the Glancing Blows. And the rest is just playable with like any kind of rare gear. And as I said, if you don't have a shafts and you don't, if you're not willing to buy one, this is also a shafts is just damage for the painted human. If you're not having a shafts and just an evasion based 6-link or something, or even a tabula, but if we're talking about the evasion chest, you're getting more recharge as well, okay? But the more energy shield you have, this is actually perfect for CI character. Then you just move this Lethal Pride to here, and you're just gonna convert the Painted Human, for example, because every single keynote will be Glancing Blows. And then you take CI, take an Evasion Chest, get an Energy Shield Hubris, so you're gonna get Evasion rating based on your Energy Shield from the helmet, and you're gonna get Energy Shield based from the Evasion of your body armor. This is what this node does, okay? So you're gonna get pretty much tanky. You should be able to get like, I don't know, 12,000-13,000 energy shield and still have a massive block and stuff. Good, that's out of the way. Let's talk about the gear. I'm having here just Blight damage. This is from a previous character. You don't need any enchant for this, okay? I just spammed a couple of Dance Fossils, and I was pretty lucky, to be honest, getting a 300 energy shield base, which is kind of good. It also has a little bit of spell block, which is also nice, because the Glancing Blows will then double that one. That's why I'm having a healthy amount of chance to block. But any kind of rare helmet, high energy shield resistance. This is what matters. On gloves, on boots, on belt, on rings, on everything like that, energy shield resistance, okay? And if you can get, then any other stat, like block or damage or whatever. I'm having here Blight, Infused Channeling, then Control Destruction, and Swift Affliction. This is like a damage setup, and I'm also getting the Infusion. That means that I'm doing more damage from all kinds of Chaos sources, which then will affect the Essence Drain as well. Then for the chest, I choose to go with the shafts. This is from my Occultist. That's why I decided to go low life. But in the end, you don't necessarily have to. As I just explained, any kind of, if you go CI, for example, an evasion-based chest is super nice and will probably grant you even more defensive. I mean, it will grant you more defense. You're just gonna lose the 30% more spell damage. But then, if you use the chest, you don't have to use a Presence of Chayular. That means that you can have a Chaos Damage over Time Multiplier to mitigate the damage. You don't even, on this version, you don't even necessarily need the Presence of Chayular because you're getting stun immunity once you're having Ghost Shrouds, as far as I know. I think you're stun immune once you have Ghost Shrouds. Check. Cannot be stunned while you have Ghost Shrouds. The usual reason why it's used Presence of Chayular is to get the stun immunity. But I... God damn it, what is wrong with my throat today? So, good. The next thing is, why do I want to still using Presence of Chayular? First of all, a lot of Chaos Resistance, which is nice. I'm having also 55% Chaos Resistance. In the Zeros encounter, for example, it helps quite nicely. And for all kinds of Chaos sources, also coming from the Metamorphs. Then you have 24% maximum life converted to Energy Shield. That gives me a bunch of Energy Shield. yeah, I cannot even test that because my auras will then be offline. Or at least my chest and stuff, but I'm gonna get a lot of energy shield as well. And this is quite nice for me. And you can quality that one with the new catalyst to not have 20%, but 24% max life conversion shield. This will give me probably 1,500 energy shield or something like that. If you don't have access to that one, any Elder or Hunter amulet with chaos damage or time multiplier is the way to go. So, for the weapon, pretty junk weapon to be honest. I just used some Aberrath fossils here for the chaos mods here. I don't know if I have one here. I'm having... No, I don't have one. Where is it actually? Oh, here. More chaos modifiers. It's here in the middle. Oh my god. So, I spammed a couple of those to get this +1 chaos skill gems, and then I just crafted the chaos damage over time multiplier from the bench. That's it. The fire damage doesn't count, the cold damage doesn't count, and the chaos resistance is nice to have, basically. So nothing too special over here. I'm running Malevolence, Clarity on Blood Magic. So one thing you will encounter is if you don't have enough... leveled up blood magic, you cannot reserve that. That means if your blood magic is lower, then just take either take this cluster here on the bottom side, for example, charisma, or you can take this one on the left side here with a reduced mana reservation, or even here the leadership. So every single mana reservation node is close by, okay? Or instead of clarity, you're gonna get an enlightened gem level 3 or something, or even level 2, I'm not sure, but this will work then, okay? The reason why I have clarity is because I plan to use a clarity Watcher's Eye jewel. But they are like 30 exalts, I'm not even having the currency to buy one of those. I still have this in as a placeholder, okay? Because it's bad if you have a full min-max character and in the end you see like, hey, I could get a Watcher's Eye, now you buy that for 30x or something, and then you're like, shit, I don't have clarity, I don't have a place for clarity. What am I going to get out of my gear, basically? That's why I build it in straight as well, and my blood magic is 21, so I can reserve both. You will probably not be able to if you have no blood magic 21, okay? But as I said, if you don't, skip the clarity, get an enlightened gem, or use skill points to get more mana reservation nodes, and it will be easy clap. For the shield, the only important thing here, I bought this one for a chaos. I only searched for 5% of energy shield when you block. This is all I searched for. The rest of the stats here, I mean, 1 max cold resistance is nice to have, but it's a very shitty energy shield roll. Like, if you can get a titanium spirit shield, that can get up to like 450 energy shield if you have like some really nice dense fossil hits, you know, but everything that has more energy, the more energy shield, the better. It's not like you should get 300, 350, 400 on the shield. No, the higher, the better, okay? The only thing that's important here is to recover 5% of ES when you block. This is the thing why the build is working. I'm having here Zealotry, Discipline, and Flame Dash. The reason why I'm using Zealotry is just because of the more spell damage that I'm getting. The crit is completely useless, just to clarify that. But I didn't know what to take other than that. I could just replace the Zealotry, get an aspect of the Spider, for example, to have even more survivability and even more damage. But at the moment, I'm not having the currency to do so. That's why I pull in a Zealotry, because I have so much mana free and I actually just want to use that, you know. Good. Amulet we talked about. Now on the rings. Both of my rings are just energy shield resistance. The thing is, Shafts has 40 lightning resistance, so I had to make sure that one of my rings has a lot of fire and cold resistance. This one has strength on top of it, which is pretty nice because of the Empower support or Cast When Image Taking or Immortal Call. These are needing strength, especially Blood Magic needs a lot of strength. And as an energy shield based or intelligence based character, you're gonna have a hard time getting your strength going, okay? One thing that would be great is having a Despair on hit. This can be on the weapon, this can be everywhere, because your Essence Drain has an initial hit. So once this is donating here, or like detonating here, it's doing like a 60,000 damage. This is just a tiny little bit of damage that it's actually doing from the debuff, but we're gonna have an impact hit, and this can apply curses. And if you have a Despair or a Witchfire Brew or something, this will drastically boost your single target DPS, which I don't currently have. So if you're willing to spend a couple of Aberrath Fossil, or maybe it's a Hunter mod or one of the new modifiers, but you can get Despair on hit on rings, level 5 or something, okay? Very good. For the gloves, I decided to go with Shape Gloves, which was a fail buy, just because I wanted to have faster casting, and this is a Shape mod, so my Contagion has more cast speed. But I use this one just because I usually play Essence Drain on my Occultist. And the Trickster offers you so much cast speed that I don't need this mod. So this is kind of wasted. So I would definitely go for Hunter or Elder item just because of the chaos damage over time multiplier that you get on that one. This will also give you a lot of damage. So if you get chaos damage over time multiplier on the gloves and on the amulet, you probably do more damage than I will do, or I'm doing here right now. Here I have Contagion. Then we have increased area of effect, then intensify and arcane surge. Reason for increased area of effect: the bigger the circle, the more it will spread. Since I forgot the chest, here I have essence drain, efficiency, controlled destruction, swift affliction, void manipulation, and the empower support. Empowers are super expensive. I think like 8 exalts for an empower level 4. Cannot afford. I'll take a level 3. That's fair enough. For the belt, this is the cheapest version. Abated breath goes currently for 1 regal orb. This is like completely cheap bullshit item. I should buy, I mean, I leveled this one up yesterday, right? And I said like, okay, I'm now level 72, let's equip my gear, let's get things going. I wanted to use a crystal belt, but the crystal belt is from level 80, so I just get this one for now, which gives you a lot of energy shield. But I was never really bothered because the character is doing so well, but a crystal belt with a nice energy shield roll will give you a shitload of more energy shield. This is just bullshit item, but it's cheap and it's fairly good for what it does. Then we have the boots. Is just movement speed, resistance, energy shield, whatever you can get on that. For the enchant, probably attack and cast speed or the regen is also an option. Then we have cast damage taking, low level, with Immortal Call, Withering Stab, and Tempest Shield. Tempest Shield will give me 3% chance to block, attack, and spell, which is multiplied by 2 because of glancing blows, okay? That's why I'm currently having 62% block chance, but once I get, once the cast damage taken procs, I'm getting less damage through Immortal Call, I'm getting a lot of movement speed just because of the Withering Stab, and then I also get the 6% block from the Tempest Shield, and this can also proc the curse and hit from your ring, okay? Good. I think we talked about the gear. Path of Building link is in the description below. For the flasks real quick, I'm having a Curse Immune Flask with Onslaught. Then I'm having an Ignite Immune Flask with like a Basalt Flask with for Fist Mitigation. Then Bleed Immunity with the Consecrated Ground. Sulfur Flask that is. Then a Jade Flask, which is kind of necessary for any kind of Trickster build just because of the Ghost Shrouds. And a Quicksilver Flask to move faster. Alright, let's take a quick look on the skill tree. As I said, Path of Building link is in the description below. The mandatory things here are just energy shield nodes. Then I scaled up to the top side because I want to use an energy from within in here, and I want to have the pain attunement because of my shafts. Since I'm having a shafts, if you don't have, you can skip this all top cluster here. You're just gonna take those 2 points and you can remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points and get even more energy shield and more cool stuff on a tree, okay? Yeah. So I'm using double energy from within to transfer all of these ES nodes, life ES nodes into energy shield. So I put this away. This is max life and energy shield. I put this one in. They get summarized up, and now I'm having 8, 8, 8, and 16, which is super nice energy shield gain, as well as on the top side. That's why I'm using those life nodes. These are actually life and life resistance nodes, but if I have the energy from within, those life nodes will get converted into energy shield. This gives me resistance, super nice to have. Here's some more area of effect, and also the radius is big enough to get the life and mana node on the bottom side. This is also getting converted to maximum energy shield and mana. Alright, so as I said, Kiloava, then here we have a Blight Jewel in here. You can have 2 of those. I would like to have 2 of those. That would be the next points to just go over here and take this jewel slot cluster, because you need at least 40 intelligence in radius to make this possible, right? I could make it, put it over here, or over the top here, but then I lose a lot of energy shield. That's why I said, like, you know what, 1 jewel is fine for now, but it would be nice to get a second one, obviously, if you can get with Corrupted Blood. Then for the Watcher's Eye, I just picked the cheapest one available, since I'm running Celatry at the moment, as I explained before, instead of the aspect of the spider and stuff that would be better. Just go with the cast speed Celatry, which I got for 100 chaos, because all the Watcher's Eyes are so insanely expensive, but still I had this jewel slot open. This one here, I cannot use the Spreading Rod because there is not enough intelligence in radius, so that's why I'm taking this one over here. Absolutely not necessary, we already have enough cast speed, but I didn't want to have this jewel slot basically just open like that, okay? Good. If you plan to use a rare jewel, damage over time multiplier, biggest priority, then energy shield, and if you can get a 3rd stat, or 4th stat even, damage over time or anything like that, cast speed, whatever. Good. Again, Path of Building link is in the description below with exactly this build, these items, and so on, so it's easier to see. For the Pantheons, I use the Solaris for physical mitigation, and also Shakari. Shakari is proved to me to be one of the best Pantheons in here, just because of all the poison dudes, and also the Poison Conqueror. With this one, he's like, you can just face tank, you know? You just Essence Drain and hold on Blight until the boss is dead. Super easy to do. If I go Uber Elder, obviously I'm going to use Soul of Yugel for the reduced cold damage taking, but it's not necessary. But I would say Solaris and Shakari is probably my favorite option in the league. For the Pantheons, I killed all because I'm a non-crit build, and the rule of thumb is, do you have a crit build? Help Alira. Do you have a non-crit build? Kill all. The other two options with cast speed and life regen are useless, okay? And this one, kill all, get the 2 skill points. Then for the MTX, if you're wondering, I'm using the full Transcendent set here with the helm, body armor, gloves, boots, and the weapon effect. Then we have Sin Talon helm effect, Holy Eyes, the Void Wings, Celestial weapon effect, the Demon King shield, Celestial character effect, and footprints. Then Orion Portrait frame with the Orion portal effect. Then I have the Arcane set for Essence Drain. I do have the Celestial. It looks quite nice, but to be honest, on the Contagion, wait, let me show you this one real quick. So on the Contagion, it looks kind of badass, looks pretty cool, but the problem is you only see it on the initial cast, the border. Once this spreads to other enemies, you're just gonna have some Celestial floor, which looks insanely cool, but I don't know how long it will spread, because on the Arcane one, the mobs will have a blue circle, you know, and you're not gonna have a circle on the Contagion effect with the Celestial. That's why I'm not using that one. Then we have Celestial Aura effect, the Soul Nexus, the Monolith Aura effect from 3.7. Discipline doesn't have anything. Then the Stygian Flame Dash effect, which looks pretty much badass. Then we have the Celestial Blight effect. Then we have Dark Mortal Call, and Tempest Shield doesn't have any. Good. I think we talked about everything here. We talked about the gearing process, the gem choices, and I want to mention here something. It is better to use Arcane Surge with your Flame Dash. The reason for that is I always find myself when I do bosses that I just do Essence Drain and spam my Blight. I'm not willing to do like Contagion, but I have my Arcane Surge on Contagion at the moment, so sometimes on bosses I'm even forgetting to use Contagion because Contagion doesn't do a lot of damage, right? This is just for spreading Essence Drain. So it might be better to just link the Arcane Surge to Flame Dash, because Flame Dash is something you're gonna use on the boss as well, just to mention that one. But yeah, Flask setup, gems, everything, path of building in the description below for the 5th time. Pantheons, what else? Bandits we talked about, the MTX. I think everything is gone. I can just really recommend this build. This build is beyond amazing. It is so tanky. Damage could be better a little bit, but still we are just farming Awakener level 8. We've done the Awakener, we've done Uber at 0, we've done Shaper, we've done Elder, Uber Elder. Sadly no good drops, but this build can do all content with ease and it's just amazing. I would definitely recommend you to try this one out. Guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.